Hi, everyone. I hope you are having a beautiful and enjoyable Sunday wherever you are. I am out here on the cliff. I hope you're enjoying this tranquility with me. I wanted to do a live, and JoJo said, "No, mommy, you need to relax. You've been working all week." So I said, "Well, how about if I do a live from the cliff while I'm relaxing?" And she said, "Okay." So here you go, people. A nice, relaxing live by the sea. I hope you're able to hear me um, under the roaring of the ocean. I think we're having a bit of high tide. But can you see? Can y'all see? So anyway, here I go. Thank you.
Excuse me, you're not supposed to be watching this.
What?
Because she's not supposed to be making a video. And actually, hello viewers, you're my best friend. I hope you give me some viewers soon. And Mama, don't listen to her. Listen to me.
I'm gonna delete this. Don't.
Oh, she's just a bucklehead.
What? I'm a what? I'm gonna delete this video, Jojo. That is so rude. Why would you be calling me a name like that? Have I ever called you a name like that? No. So
Yeah.
okay, hold on. Wait. Okay. So I thought I was getting a chance to do my video, but obviously I'm not getting my chance. So I'm gonna end this one here, and I'm gonna try it again later, where I'm not being interrupted by
Jojo.
yeah. Hello, what are you doing? What are you doing? What? Get away from there! Yeah, don't you dare!
It's fixing it.
You're not fixing it. That's more problem here, cause that's all. That's all. Let me do my video, please.
Yeah. Bye.
Anyway, anywho, um, I'm gonna delete this one. This isn't turning out so well because I'm trying to do a
Don't make the video until I come back.
yeah, but this is not a mommy and JoJo video. Well, you've turned it into the video that you want it to be. Okay, when I'm trying to get serious and talk to people about the opportunities that exist in Tanzania and what. Thank you. Goodbye, little mouse.
Okay, and don't listen to her anymore because she's a wiggy.
I'm a wiggly. So
Uh-huh.
how are you gonna tell people not to listen to me? That's not nice.
Here's some bark.
What if I told your friends not to listen to you? Okay, go on now.
Don't you want some bark?
No, I don't want bark. Thank you very much.
It's delicious.
This is not a JoJo and Renee video. This is a video on why Tanzania is still, even though it's quite difficult, why Tanzania is still, no ma'am, no, is still a great place. Number one is um, you're able to tap into more of a natural surrounding that we all need for our homeostasis, for our better well being, our better quality of life. Okay. And why SeaMoss? SeaMoss, in addition to, being one of the fastest growing commodities out there, it is a product that is being raised by women, African women, being, hold on, excuse me. You need to learn to listen. Spit up. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much, madam. Thank you. Thank you. All right. There's CR there.
Hello, do you want some bark? It's delicious.
You
I'm selling bark.
you eat bark first. Why do you think the people don't want bark to eat? So anyway, this is turning into a complete fiasco. This is not the video. I know some of y'all are up in the are up in the states at what time is it there? 7, 8 a.m. on a Sunday morning to watch. But thank you so much for tuning in and thank you so much for watching. But in addition to CMOS being a fastest growing commodity, is 97% of the CMOS in Africa is grown here in Tanzania. And this is an industry that is looking for a champion because it has been stagnated at the same place for at least the past 15 years. The farmers have been making the same amount of money, not enough to cover their expenses, and they're also being exploited by everyone basically in general who are not offering them the fair trade prices for what they need for their seaweed. So opening the CMOS Cafe, exporting these containers to the United States is extremely important because this company started with a mission to develop fairness across the entire value chain. And there are a lot of people out there who are selling CMOS. They're selling things, but the source of the CMOS, the traceability of the CMOS, is also extremely important. So I've said this before, and I'm going over it again because someone said, well, what, since Tanzania is so difficult, why are you still there? And my answer is it's difficult everywhere in the world that you can possibly go to. It's going to be difficult, right? And I've been to other places where it is equally difficult. But what I'm really here for is this vitamin D. I'm here for this Africa, and I'm here to give JoJo an opportunity to grow up amongst people who look like her, to instill in her self confidence and her identity. Excuse me. So, coming from an all black country like Jamaica, the way how I grew up, being in a classroom where the teacher is black, your peers are black, the principal is black, everyone around you is black. So you're not, ingrained in, this consciousness of racism. And so because of that, we don't necessarily have the cultural clashes that we would have in America. And the identity is so divergent in America as to what exactly is a black person, an African person, an African American person in that, white dominated racist culture. So I wanted her to have an opportunity to be around other people who look like her, so she would have that confidence in herself, especially as this beautiful dark dark chocolatey. Um,
That's me.
yeah, that's you,
Who
baby.
wants bark?
Okay, maybe nobody don't want your bark. Wait, maybe I wonder if I saw. No, Jojo, nobody wants your bark. Go, take your bark and go. Woo. Mm-hmm. So, um, we're out here on the cliff. Can y'all hear me? If you can hear me, can you give me a thumbs up, please? Woo. No, I'm trying to show them the beautiful atmosphere. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's make sure you get a good
So
side of
so where we are, it's a thank you, Angel. Thank you, I appreciate that. Where we are is a natural stress relieving environment. Like no matter how difficult it is, I always have the option of coming out into my backyard and just relaxing. No matter how difficult the environment is, I can always get, some coconuts off the tree and to, hi, Luli, how are you? Yeah, I can always get some coconut off the tree, right? When I'm stressed out, I can find soursop. When I can feel my health declining and going downhill, I know I can get like the fresh herbs and the fresh roots and the sea moss to help me to stay buoyant, right? So having access to Joanna, not a good idea. Well, hey, that was a great idea. That was good. I would have never thought of that. Is that how you normally get in?
Yeah, sometimes.
I know y'all are. Wait, relax, 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 relax. So, for all intents and purposes, you know, um, for me, okay, when I came here, I knew I was here for a long time, not necessarily a good time immediately, but a good time in the long run. That was really my perception was like, okay, Renee, it's gonna be tough in probably the first year or the first 2 years, but if you can really work hard at it, there's an opportunity here for growth. So I planned for the long term. I didn't necessarily plan for like the immediacy. So there are things that have come up along the way that has made things a little bit more difficult than expected. Like when I started the house, I expected that, okay, this is going to be the project, um, that I'm investing in, and this is going to be the project that's going to, get people back here. But I didn't understand that a lot of people didn't understand the needs or what they would need or what would be involved in coming here and actually living and staying here, right? So I think the whole entire situation for people who came and then left, they completely misjudged the situation as to exactly what they were getting into. But as an immigrant, I understand that, okay, I might be a citizen in America, I might have all the rights to America or Jamaica, but I am a foreigner in a foreign country and I do not have those rights anymore. And so, in order to accomplish the things that I need to accomplish or live the kind of life that I'm accustomed to living, I'm going to have to put in a different kind of work. I am going to have to, as I'm saying in Jamaica, you can't stay upon cow, keep a beat cow skin, and you have to suck straw through wooden spoon. Those sayings have a meaning. The meaning behind those sayings are, number one, you cannot criticize where is hosting you. If these people are hosting you and they're trying their best, you can't also try to pull them down. So you can't stay upon cow, be cow skin. The next one is suck. You can't. You have to suck salt through a wooden spoon, meaning, or if you want good, your nose off a run, meaning that you have to put in the hard work. Period. Point blank. If you want the end results, you have to put in the hard work. So I took a long view of what I would need to do when I got here, and that work started early. Okay, because I came here with the intent of raising JoJo. I did not come here with any other intention. My intention was to raise her here. Lord, she want me to show her. Okay, I'm sure. But let me show you so people can see you enjoying your whole entire childhood. There you go. Can you see yourself on the video? Oh, I didn't know if you could. Okay. So I'm going to get up from here in a little bit. I'm going to walk around the house. Okay. No, you will not. And that's not fair to say. You're going to chill right there. Oh, Lord. There it goes, trying to be some kind of serious businesswoman and JoJo. Mm. So, anyway, anywho, there is a lot of things that are involved, right? But Tanzania is still a beautiful country. You might not necessarily be trying to accomplish the same kind of things I'm trying to accomplish or do the same kind of things I'm trying to do. You might not necessarily have the same kind of vision or the same kind of view. You might just want to come here and open a spa. You might just want to come here and relax. You might just want to come here and invest in a vacation home or something to say, okay, I have property in Tanzania. Your goals and your visions might be completely different from mine, right? Um, Therefore, the way how I found things difficult, you might not necessarily find as difficult as I. So, I had a long view, I had a long vision, and there were things that did not occur how I expected them to occur. There are things, when I got on the plane and came to Tanzania, I was in film school. I was a documentary filmmaker at the New York Film Academy. I was editing films. So my vision for being here, for making money, was I was going to get myself a nice place and with a nice room so that I can edit my films and I can also do my videos and do whatever it is in film work that I could do to sustain myself. Because in the time of COVID, you don't necessarily need to be, you didn't at the time necessarily need to be in a studio. You didn't necessarily need to be anywhere. So it didn't matter where in the world I was working as long as I had internet and the access to be able to do that, right? So this property, excuse me, this property came about as an opportunity for investment. So I saw what I started out doing as filmmaking completely be overshadowed by something else, right? By investing in this property where we are currently are now. And the way how, when I signed the lease, there was no one else in the room with me. There was a decision that was all on my own. I never made a video about it. I never talked to anybody about it. I never said, hey, look, I got this piece of property, come and help me. I did it. I signed it. I paid the money by myself and I made a solid investment. And when I put my pen to the paper, I signed it for a 10-year lease. That is very, very important. When you come to Tanzania or when you're looking for investing in Tanzania, you are not going to be able to invest or be recognized as an investor for a lease of less than 10 years. Okay? I am not sure um, if people understood that or people understood that. And that is the basis by which I was able to build certain foundations on, like getting the TIC certification, which is extremely expensive. A lot of people have come here and they have left. A lot of people have come, they've gone to the TIC, they've gone through to the interviews, they've heard the stories. And what the TIC is saying is that a lot of the African Americans are not investing because of the prohibitive costs of investing in Tanzania or the cost of what the TIC expects. Now, I'm going to tell you something that you all might find shocking. What the TIC is saying, as far as what you need to invest in Tanzania, is accurate. It's like saying you need to buy a house and you want to buy a house on the beach and you go to a realtor and the realtor is telling you, in order for you to buy a house on the beach, you need to have at least $500,000 in the bank. And you have to assess that to say, okay, I cannot afford a house on the beach. Maybe I can afford a house somewhere in the woods, or maybe I can afford an apartment somewhere, maybe I can afford an apartment on the beach. But that high price is absolutely accurate because the cost of things here is high. The cost of doing business here is high. The cost of what the government requires you as far as paperwork is high. So the cost of labor, the cost of goods being imported is high. So you have to submit your business plan. You have to have your documentation in order. You have to know what you're doing as far as preparing your lease, signing your lease, how much you paid in your lease. You have to know all of these things. Working through an agent is necessary. You have to be able to trust someone. You have to be able to trust people who know exactly what they are doing. And attorneys sometimes will add a cost of 3 times as much to just being able to do to process. The Tanzanians have made it so that in order to do anything, you either need a partner, you either need a lawyer, or you either need an agent. But for you to be able to do the things that you could normally do in the States, to say, okay, I'm going to register a company and I'm going to go online and I'll have my paperwork in 24 hours and I'm going to take that down to the, no, ma'am. I said no. You're going to be able to take that down, or go to the IRS and get your EIN number and all of that good stuff, and it will be done in a week. No, ma'am, that it doesn't work like that, right? In order for you to do anything, of course, you need an address, and in order for you need the address, you require certain documents. So it's all tied into one, right? And so seaweed. Back now to seaweed. Seaweed is extremely versatile. So I use the word seaweed and SeaMoss interchangeably. It's extremely versatile. You can add it to food. You can make it in cosmetics. You can do a variety of things with it, and you shall not push it. Getting a whooping. Excuse me. All right. You know what? For peace and love and safety, let me get out of this hammock. Excuse me, Jojo.
Now take your water. Please enjoy some water.
Excuse me, Johanna. I'm gonna go somewhere away from you because you told me I have to, if I'm gonna do the live, you'll leave me alone. And that's not true. It's not working out.
Alright, I'll try.
Okay. All right. So I am up and out of the hammock. Oh, Jojo, the beach is down there. Maybe we should go take a walk. As safe to open the beach. Oh yeah. And there's some seaweed. There's some sea moss coming up. Woo. Y'all want to go to the beach? Give me a thumbs up if you want to go down to the beach. Check it out. Gorgeous, gorgeous. By the way, this is the house. And yes, we have people keep sending me messages that they would like to know if we still have rooms. Go to safe. Ask to open the gate. Go that way. That way. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. So this is one of our rooms, but I forgot the key. But this is one of our rooms that has its own patio, its own entry. Um, we're still working on it back here. Well, not really working on it. I just need to paint this area here. But yeah, has its own parking. its own entry, its own bathroom, as it always has. Um, a small kitchenette, but we'll walk around to the front. You didn't find safe yet? Whew. Go to safe to ask him to open the beach gate. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So why seaweed? Seaweed. Seaweed is again fastest growing commodity. It's a $15 billion a year industry. It comes up live on my beach. We collect it wild. We also work with the farmers to give them fair price. And if you saw the videos, the few previous videos that I posted, um, the videos about the store gives us an outlet in order to sell that SeaMoss and quality foods. Some people want to know like what's on the menu. You can follow this Instagram account, and let's see. It's the Instagram account is at let's see. Money ma ma Masaki. That's for the restaurant. Okay. So you can follow the Instagram account there, and to get up to date on the opening. Hi, Safe. Can you open the gate for the beach for me? Asante. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's a beautiful place. There is a lot of access to fresh foods. There's a lot of access to fresh fruits. Everything comes in season as it did back in Jamaica. If you're seeing me for the first time, I am a Jamaican born woman, Jamaican born and raised, that migrated to the United States and then remigrated myself to Tanzania during the pandemic with my 4-year-old daughter who is now 7. And I did it as a single mom, and then I started the East Africa Seaweed Company. And despite doing a lot of the work by myself, I've been able to accomplish a lot of things. I've been able to get a lot of things going. So because of that, a lot of people come to me for investment advice. A lot of people come to me for information on investing in Tanzania, investing in Africa. And you have to be you have to be in it all the way. You can't. This is not like a half in, half out. Well, I'm gonna see, and if I don't, if there isn't this or if there isn't that, then I'm not doing it. You can't be skittish about it. You have to first of all love Africa. You have to love Africa and love Africans, and be so completely against what you have been fed about Africa, about how negative it is and how the people don't like you, and how and people live in huts. If this a hut, that's a nice hut, right? That's a hut, and there's my neighbor's hut. that's my neighbor's that's my neighbor's hut that makes this hut looks like a little old hut, you know. And this is the garden for the hut, right? And we just came off the beach for our hut. So don't let anyone deter you from coming to Africa, coming to Tanzania. Don't let anyone feed you false and negative information about Tanzania, about Africa, and about the people who are here actually doing things. I think people who have critical thinking need to also develop firmly the ideas of asking intelligent questions. In the 60s and the 70s, you had this movement of the Black Panther and the Black nationalists who were determined to see rights and justice for African Americans to be treated fairly. And there were counter movements against that, and those counter movements were called uh, COINTELPRO, counterintelligence programs. And they would be subversive, and they started from way back in the 1900s with Marcus Garvey, when Marcus Garvey, the Jamaican who went to Harlem and started one of the biggest movements for African nationalism and African identity and building up African businesses and looking at going back to Africa, that his entire movement was subverted by American counterintelligence program people who were there under the guise of, oh yeah, I'm a part of this too, and creating subversive uh, behaviors amongst those groups. And so to if you can do that, you can weaken any movement, you can weaken any people, you can stop any movement from from progressing. And they did that in the early 1900s. They did it in the 60s with the Black Panther. They do it now in other kind of subtle forms in the music. You can like I grew up when I was in the States, like in the in the late 80s, the kind of rap music that we used to get used to be so educational, like KRS-One and Kumo D, and a lot of those storytellers were telling stories that were opening your eyes and enlightening you. MC Light, and the special ed, those people were using this medium of rap to try to educate the younger generation. And that was the gangster rap era came in right behind that. And it was like, why is this so subversive? Why is this information so subversive? What movement are they trying to stop? What are they trying to do by miseducating people and providing negative views and negative information? And that sustained from the late 80s all the way up to now, where the music is so disgusting and it's all about bitch and hoe. And if you go to Jamaica, it has made its way across into the same kind of stratosphere of negative negating and downplaying positive music where it comes to Black communities and Black people, but then again idolizing the negative as the epitome of what we should be aspiring to. So Black women are bitches and hoes, and if you change the radio station to the white stations, you hear, oh, you're so beautiful, your eyes are so blue, your skin is so beautiful, you're so wonderful, I want to marry you, and all that kind of stuff. But meanwhile, we are bitches and hoes. And then you see this tear down in the culture. And so now let's fast forward it. I went to the 1900s, the 60s, and the late 80s. And what do you think that looks like in the social media era? What do you think that looks like in the era of social media? Is negating and tearing down of people who seem to be standing for something and seem to be talking about unity and seem to be talking about growth and seem to be talking about this returning to Africa type of thing. Can you imagine if during this COVID time that we got it right, that people were leaving en masse, and we did not have subversive influences behind that? Can you imagine what one person said? You know what, I'm going to take the chance and I'm going to take the risk, and I'm going to develop a piece of property so that when people return to Africa, they have somewhere to go, and they also have a method by which they can achieve their residency and find a place to live and find a place to that. When you have those elements together, don't you think at some point this person will be attacked? Don't you think that at some point this person will be torn down? Don't you think at some point in time they will try to find any little thing to try to negate that person, to say, okay, well, she isn't that, don't do this with her, and she is not that kind of person, and blah 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 blah, and try to create these these divergent conversations. And that is exactly what you're finding in social media. You're finding it against Black women. I think Black women as a collective need to sue, especially YouTube, because they have allowed for too long all of these negative channels that disparage and tear down Black women, with these subversive channels that talk all of these disgusting things about Black women, that they're like the worst kind of plague on mankind. And then, YouTube is able to sell their ads and sell their content over this tear down. And then it has only spiraled now into this disgusting, way of communicating. Like, people are only interested in the gossip. They're only interested in the sensationalization. They're only interested in the teardown. They're only here for the gossip. They're only here for the bad vibes and the bad information, or whatever they can use and pick, so that they can cut and paste whatever it is that you said from your video into their video, so that they could build up their kind of content, or they can be relevant and they could be visible, even though they're not necessarily doing anything relevant or visible to support the same movement by which they're speaking about. Okay, so you have to watch that. You have to know exactly what you're looking at and exactly what you're taking information from and who you're swallowing those pills from, right? Because this is not a joke. Okay, and this is one of the reasons why I stopped doing videos. I had to stop doing videos for a while, because it's like, after all the work that I put in to try to make a way, the way itself became like a point of jealousy, that people were dragging and miscommunicating and doing anything that they wanted to do, taking videos of me, taking videos of my child, and cutting and pasting and saying anything that they wanted to say over it, right? But what they don't know about me is I have been there. I have done that. I have bought that t-shirt. I have been in situations in my life before where I cannot afford to let what anybody think about me stop me. Okay? My good and my right is between me and my God. It's between me and my God. Only my God knows the truth. God knows the truth. So I don't have to prove anything or do anything to make anything into, oh, this combative back and forth. I don't need to do that, because at the end of the day, God knows the truth. And that is what is important to me, is I am living in a life where me have my picnic, me have my kid, and I can't let bad blessing take her. So I live my life in the most upful way that I possibly can, to ensure that her way is clear, right? And they will try to use anything that they possibly can to and infiltrate any kind of environment that they can, to try to tear down the groupfulness and upfulness of this Return to Africa movement. So y'all be careful about who you're taking your information from. Stop eating up the sensationalization or negative sensationalization of people who have slipped and stumbled in this diaspora movement. There are people in the Gambia who the vipers have come for them. I'm here, they have come for me, but them can't come for me because them not understand something about me. I live myself in my spirit, where it me do the right thing follow, right? And when me know something in the right, I'm not gonna give it up, right? So me do the right thing follow. So I try to keep my hands as clean as possible, because I know the truth and God knows the truth. And anybody who wants to come and come against me, anything that them come against me only returns to them tenfold, because I try to live my best in my truth and to do the right thing with a right at the right time. So you know so you people who are watching the sensationalism and eating it up, and then using what you see other people say about other people to form your opinions, that is wholly unfair to you. It's unfair to you because you have not been given a full picture. You have not been given the truth. And unless you go to that person directly and say, this is what I'm thinking, or this is what has been presented to me, I would like to talk to you about this. And so you let someone else form an opinion for you, and then you go back to your thinking and your fears, and guess what you do? You end up back in square one. You end up leaving Tanzania, you end up leaving the Gambia, you end up leaving Ghana, you end up leaving wherever it is that you went to. You took your plane ticket, you packed your bags, and you went there, and you left. You went there, you invest, you spend your money, and then you left on account of what someone over social media said. That is unfair to you, not to the person, to you. So you have to employ your critical thinking. Your you have to employ your own measures to determine truth from fiction. Stop eating up what other people say about other people, and start using your own deductions and your own reasoning. That is the number one thing that's going to help you in life. It's going to help you in Africa. It's going to help you wherever it is in this world you go. Using your own deductive reasoning skills to determine right from wrong, to make better decisions for yourself. Don't let anyone who is not involved make decisions for you. Okay? You have to think for yourself. So let me put up my email address here. And I wanted to post that because I've gotten a lot of questions too on, being a single mother and blah, blah, blah. And wouldn't it be better if you had somebody and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, that might be better. But at the same time, you could go. Where do you want to go?
You said you wanted me to.
I am going to the beach.
Already opened it.
Okay, let that go. Ask Dada to take you. I'm coming behind you.
I did it.
Go. Yeah. So anyway, um, you know, this Africa experience is no joke. Okay, but you have to also for yourself determine, why would you come to Africa? What can you do in Africa that you cannot do in the States? The lifestyle, the quality of food, the quality of people, the aggressive culture, the extreme racism, the racism that predicates everything, that predicates your every single thing about life. At some point in time, if you become sensitive enough to the negative environment, you will find yourself unable to cope there. Okay? If you're sensitive, if you're not sensitive to it, meaning if you don't realize it or recognize it, or you realize it or recognize it, but you just have to live with it and deal with it every day, then after a while it starts wearing down on you, on your consciousness, right? So that's one of the reasons why I am still here in Tanzania, is because of the quality of the food, the access to the market for the industry that I'm involved in, the nature. It's a beautiful country. I mean, just look behind me. It's a beautiful place. The people are beautiful, but don't think for a minute that things here are cheap. Okay, don't think that just because it's Africa, and for your $1 works out to be 2,000 T shilling, means that the item wouldn't work out to be the same cost of $1. Okay, so um, but the basic things like rice, bread, milk, eggs, chicken, as far as a quality of life goes, that's here. If you are a person is looking for an industry to grow or invest in, those opportunities are here. But like I said before, you need to have a certain amount of capital. If you do not have that kind of capital, you look for a company that is on the ground, that is doing business there, that has their documentation, and you should also ask and request documentation if people are, getting you to invest in their country or getting you to invest in their company. Hello, excuse me, Johanna, Jojo, where are you going? I know you're not going to the beach by yourself. Where are you going? Where are you going? Naomi, walk with her to me. I soon come. Let's pick me. Whew. Yeah, that's one of the things that you should ask for. You should ask for the legitimate documentation. You should know what certain documents look like. If you're if you're investing, your name should appear on certain documents, official government documents. You should or got documents issued from that company that underneath their seal. Okay, so you should have certain things in place. um so legitimacy is important, whether that is in Tanzania or in another company, legit a country. You should ask for certain things. So the company themselves, they should have their documentation. That's number one. And number two is you should have documentation from the company. And if you are investing in the company, you should have documentation from that paperwork as well. And if you are investing as a loan, providing loans, you should have documentation under that company letterhead, company seal, signed, dated, and things like that. Okay, so those are some of the things that you want to look out for. With that being said, we do have another date for our next investors meeting, and that's going to be April the 4th at what is that? What time would that be Eastern time? I'm trying to work it out for. So April the 4th at 6 p.m. Eastern. April the 4th at 6 p.m. Eastern. If you are interested in coming to the meetings, please go ahead and email me. Again, be careful with the kind of information that you're receiving and who is providing the information as far as this Back to Africa movement, because, I can clearly see that a lot of things have been done to cool the travel in Ghana, to cool travel in the Gambia, and that how they've been able to do that is these people who have been set upon social media to tear down and negate all of the people who are actually out here working and trying to do and trying to accomplish things here in Africa. um there's a big difference between a tear down and an expose, and you have to know the difference and be able to open your own eyes and look for yourself to see exactly what's going on. Do not allow yourself to be puppets. Do not allow yourselves to be a part of the show, of the disparaging and the negative energy that is put out there on folks, not just necessarily for me, but there are other people. We should be able to look at the people who are in the diaspora movement, who are actually doing things, who are actually working towards the benefit of Africans and the diaspora. We should be able to look at those people with the same gaze of how we look at our Black children. We should be able to look at them with the same gaze of potential and growth and nurturing. We have to look at them that way. But if you're going to use their human faults, which I'm just so disgusted by a video someone sent to me about another YouTuber that's worked really, really hard in the Gambia, that, you know, someone used their human fault to try to negate their entire movement, like their entire experience. Like they did absolutely nothing good the whole entire time they were there. They just made a human error, and now they get to have their whole entire, you know, their whole entire business or opportunity get ripped up. So, um, you know, I myself have been attacked in a similar way, and it is disgusting and it is unfair. I have had people come to this house, eat the food at our opening, at our events, interview our guests, and not once did this person say, "Hi, we're at the Exodus house opening. You saw her working for 9 months and now the place is finally ready. Go ahead and make your reservations." They didn't do that. They completely tried to hide where they were, who they were with, what they were trying to do, and then turn around and claim they were part of the movement. Okay? So, y'all, watch yourselves. Watch what you're taking in, watch what you're absorbing, watch what you're receiving, watch what you're getting as far as information is concerned. You are the guardian of that. You protect yourself from certain things on TV. You need to protect yourself the same way. Watch how people are providing information, who these people are. Have they ever set foot on the continent? Have they ever invested in anything? Have they ever worked for anything? Yet you allow them to shape and change your ideas about what, you know, what you can accomplish. And it's unfair to you because there are people who can accomplish things if they work hard, if they put their mind to it, if they have goals, if they have a vision, if they have ambition, if they have the opportunity, if they have the space, if they have the room, if they have the belief, if they have the people behind them, if they have those things intact, they can accomplish things here. So, you know, it don't let the unfairness, you know, and a lot of people who have left are looking to come back. That is a fact. That is true. A lot of people who have left, a lot of people who came, and a lot of people who have stayed here are also looking to come back. And we have had repeat guests in this place. A lot of people who have left, you know, speaking over their shoulders and throwing stone behind them and said, "I'm done with Africa," and they go back to the situation in the States. You know, because it's like once you have that sense of freedom, it's very hard to put the genie back into the bottle and reinsert yourself and make yourself small again to go back to the States. So, you know, I'm speaking to you frankly, clearly, and directly. For those of you who are looking to come, there is definitely a mission underfoot to afoot to trample this Back to Africa movement. Um, there is definitely a mission afoot to negate those who are doing and those who are growing to subvert that movement. Imagine if all the people who were looking to come came during the time of lockdown and came to Tanzania with all that African American knowledge, know how, ability, grit, and networking and partnerships and money, and working together with Tanzanians, working together with people who are actually here doing stuff. Can you imagine how successful that would have been? They can't have that. Have that. So, you know, watch what you get, watch what you take into yourself, watch what you ingest, know the difference between right and wrong, know yourself well enough to put yourself in the shoes of other people, that if this was so yeah, anyway, that they just where are you going with with the government, son? Put back your people them, son, on them beach.
It's too late because
Oh, I don't know why you're stolen son from a property, lady. Go away with it, son. Go. Go give the government of Tanzania back them sun.
No.
Okay, all right.
Our staff.
I'm,
No.
I'm not a party to it. Care about the sun.
It's too heavy, and actually, the
I'm
beach is gone.
the beach is gone. The
Uh-huh.
beach is gone, Naomi. Oh, fooey. All right, it will come back by 4 o'clock.
For us.
Yes. Anyway, go dump it somewhere. Where you gonna? What are you gonna do with all that sand?
I want to put it on the table.
Okay. So anyway, what does this all of this have to do with investing in Tanzania? When people are coming, them are look for all kind of things. They're looking for all kinds of information. They're looking for all kinds of things, and they're receiving information from other places that don't make no sense. What you need to do is zero in on what are the parts of what this person is offering that makes sense to what you would like to do. That's what you need to do. You need to zero in on that. Okay. So, um, for those of you who have gone to the Gambia, for those of you who have gone to Ghana, for those of you who have come to Tanzania, zero in on the aspects of what makes sense or what is necessary for you to find success that this person is offering. Okay. Because you can see that there is a concerted effort to one by one completely dismantle this Back to Africa movement. And, the only people who can stop the Back to Africa movement are the Africans who are trying to go back to Africa. Those are really the people who can stop the movement. And so what they're doing is finding ways to subvert your thinking or subvert your belief in Africa. Okay? So watch yourself. Come on, man. All right, Joe. Jojo is seeking attention. Stop. All right, my gun. Up here, nice and sitting and sitting and sitting. So send me an email. My email is up here on the screen. If you got any information or any ideas out of what I said, go ahead and send me an email. If you're looking to stay here, if you're looking to invest with us, if you're looking to partner with us, we're still looking for partners, because it's going to be an ongoing process of partnerships. Because every container, we don't. It's not like, okay, invest in one container, you're going to invest in all the containers. No, it is a per shipment basis. So we're always looking for a new Joanna. No, no, come and tell you if I chuck the sun back into the sea. Okay, y'all. Hey, Lady J, I'm going now. Well, y'all are just waking up. I've been on for almost an hour.
Hi.
Smile, let them see my pengo. Come, my pengo. My pengo, where? Oh, wow. Okay. All right. All right. All right. That's like, that was funny. Okay. All right. So I'm going to get off here. Like I said, those who are looking to come to Africa, use what you're being provided for as information. Take it only from the horse's mouth. Do not let these people use you to build up your viewership, their viewership off of cutting and creating gossip mills, because that's what you have here on YouTube. You have grown men who are actually creating their own gossip mills, to try to subvert the Back to Africa movement. And you ask yourself why. So you have to use your yes. Yeah, working overtime at home. Yeah, you have to use your own discernment. You have to use your own understanding. All right, go ahead and send me an email. Let me know your thoughts on things. The restaurant is um it's getting ready. We're about 90% there. So if anyone would also like to get involved with us as far as the restaurant is concerned, which is going to be a huge driver for the sales and for the sales of the shipped SeaMoss, it's going to be a huge driver. God help me. What she had up there? So my life, boy, wanna help me out. Wanna help me, sir. Really, Joanna? Really? Yeah. So, people who would like to participate in any area of the business, you all go ahead and let me know. Um, I know a lot of people are seeing me for the first time, and I'd love to share that information with you. So, yes, that's fantastic. Yeah, so she said she made some CMOS gel. Yeah, the CMOS gel is fantastic. It's great for your skin. It's easy. Like, I'm gonna make some soursop yesterday. I'm gonna just put it in and just mix it in and go drink it. And it was like a super juice, right? And soursop is already a superfood. So, anywho, I'm gonna go for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, never had any kind of anything with me. I think I should make another video, another better video, because that's how this video started, but Jojo was all up in it. So I will make a better video. April the 4th, at 6 p.m. Eastern time is our next meeting. The 4th, at 6 p.m. Eastern. Go ahead and send me an email so that I will be able to share some information with you on who we are, what we're doing, and how we're going about doing it. Okay, thank you all so much for watching. Bye bye.